In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate, welcome dear students for our lesson today in Module 5. You have to play the rules. Let's review the previous words that we have learned. The previous words are about sports. Judo, tennis, bossa ball, ice diving, volleyball. These are sports, are so-called sports. Now, let's move to the next page. Our objectives for today is to be able to analyze the rules of different sports. To be able to use have to, don't have to, can, and can't. Now, open your student's book at page 50 here. Now, before you start, what is your favorite sport? What sport would you like to play? And what kind of sports would you like to watch? Do you know the rules of the sports you like? Answer these questions to find out. Now, you see, these questions are for sports quiz. The first question, can you play football indoors? 2, can you kick the ball in basketball? 3, can you use any metals in judo competition? 4, can you hit the ball with your hand in tennis? 5, can you hit the ball with your head in football? 6, can you use your feet in hockey? These questions, we're gonna learn how to answer them after we take the grammar rule in order to answer them correctly without any grammatical mistake. Now, let's move to the rules of the game. 1. Read about the rules of the games. Do you think these rules will change in the future? Why or why not? Let's read. Now, when you read, I need you to use the technique skimming and scanning. So you underline the most important words and translate it using the dictionary and glossary. Have you read it? Excellent. 2. How do you think players should behave when there is no referee watching in the game? B. Find two differences between the rules of tennis and the rules of football. C. What are the other rules for playing football? D. Does this article contain many facts or opinions? Give 2 examples from the text to support your answer. I need you to translate the word fact and opinion in order to answer this question correctly. Okay, now let's move to the grammar. Have to, don't have to, can, can't. Now, before we start answering these questions, we are going to see what is this grammar rule. So, before that, I need you to open your glossary from activity book in order to find these questions, to translate these words. This is the glossary from module 5. For module 5, we can see that these are athletics, bossa ball, chariot racing, court, fencing. These are the meaning of the words that we might face and we supposed to answer them. So try to memorize them and write them on your vocabulary notebook. Now let's start reading about the grammar rule in order to answer this question. Okay, so open your student's book at page 85 in order to see the grammar rule. Okay, can, can't, have to, don't have to. We use can plus infinitive to say that something is possible or allowed. The goalkeeper can pick the ball, or the goalkeeper can't pick the ball. Next, we use can plus not plus infinitive to say that something is not possible or is not allowed. You can't kick the ball in the basketball. You have to throw it using your hand. So this is a negative sentence. Move to the third one. We use have to plus infinitive to say that something is necessary or obligatory. Try to abstract the meaning of necessary and abstract the meaning of obligatory in order to understand what this sentence is about. Next, we use do, does, plus not have to, or plus infinitive to say that something is not necessary or not obligatory. So we say he doesn't have to. It is the same, necessary or obligatory. He doesn't have to do it if he thinks it is dangerous. So if he is able to do it and it is dangerous, it is not an important thing to do it. Next, you don't have to do it if you're not a trained driver. You can drive, it means that you can drive, but you don't have to do it because you are not trained to drive. Okay, so this is the map of the way of writing the sentence. We can see that we use I, you, we, they for the plural in can and can't and have to and don't have to. This is the verb. This is the subject complement. This is the pronoun. This is the pronoun. So read it and try to make sentences of it. Now, let's move back to the grammar questions. Here we can see 1. Read the sentences and choose the correct words. Check your answers in the text on page 50. So, after you answer these questions, I need you to check them here from this page. For example, 1. Each football team has to have 11 players. You kick the ball in football. You kick the ball in football. So what is the answer? Exactly, you can. Answer these following questions, then move here. Complete exercise 2. Complete the text with the correct forms of can and can't. Ice diving in Antarctica is becoming very popular. You do it if you are not well-trained diver. So in order to answer this, you must go back to the grammar rule, this one, so you can answer it correctly.